Because Bambi has been hiding a whole child, and it's not his fault. Scrappy lost it, flipped the whole damn table, destroyed a glass, and yelled so loudly that the neighbors phoned the police. Decade, not a hunch or a rumor, a complete secret child with a whole different man, and Bambi never said a word. He learned about it from a screenshot that arrived at 2:47 a.m., not from a face-to-face chat or a leaked direct message. She said, boom, Mama D's on Instagram live crying real tears. Bambi froze and didn't blink, saying, who's this little boy calling you mommy? Hurling Bible passages like confetti, Stevie J has been too silent, and now there are suspicions that he knew all along. The streets are chatting and he's feisty. He's not just upset. He's dangerous now, and this isn't even the beginning. The room was still, the type of silence that screams louder than words could possibly say, and little Scrappy sat on the edge of his bed phone. Because when you lie about a child, you don't just betray trust. You set the entire damn family on fire. The image showed Bambi and his wife clutching a single text message with a photo attached and the caption, "Thought you should know." The eyes were locked on the screen in hand as if attempting to will the information away. He had never seen the toddler before, but he looked a lot like her, with the same eyes and grin, yet Scrappy knew deep down that this youngster wasn't his baby. He texted, his fingers shaking, and got no answer, so he called. He was determined to find answers, so Scrappy drove twice straight to voicemail. The walls appeared to close in as memories flooded his thoughts, including his wedding day, the birth of their children, and the vows made. Bambi was shocked to find him at their house, which they used to share but is now a house of secrets. "We need to talk," he said, holding up his phone, and she glanced at the picture, her face a mixture of emotions that included amazement, guilt, and dread. "It's not what you think," she started, then explain, he insisted. Bambi paused, then admitted that the child was hers from a brief relationship, but she had kept it a secret during the separation period out of fear of being judged. The media learned of the betrayal, and Scrappy, fearing the end of his family, felt the ground shift beneath him. The lady he loved and the life they had made were now cloaked in lies, so he left without saying a word. As the news spread, fans, friends, and family all wanted to know, how could this happen? What would Scrappy do next? The newspapers soon blared about Bambi's secret child shattering Scrappy's life. It didn't take long for the internet to begin analyzing every element of the drama that was destined to enthrall the globe. Twitter went into overdrive, and screenshots of the image were shared. Anonymous blogs claimed to have receipts for Bambi and the child, and one account even posted a phony birth certificate with the father's name identified as a startlingly similar Stevie J. Without warning, the people began to piece together the vacations Bambi said were for work, turning the entire story around and revealing Stevie J as Bambi's alleged business partner, the man who had been inexplicably spending time with the family for months. The mysterious post Stevie J posted last year with pictures of baby shoes, a bottle, and a hush message that read, "Big blessings loading," during the nights she wasn't home. Could it be that the plot developed when Mama D stepped in? You knew she wasn't going to sit back. She went silently live that same night. Before she could say a thing, fans flooded the comments saying, "I told you that woman wasn't right for my son. She snapped her. I knew there was a snake in the garden, and now that it's biting everyone," the conversation burst. Stevie J was the father, and Bambi had been cheating the entire time. Scrappy needed to take that baby for a DNA test right once, but Mama D wasn't finished. "This is more complicated than you may imagine," she added, adding that there are paperwork, chats, and contracts that were signed in secret. "My son was set up, and suddenly this wasn't just a case of infidelity. This ain't no rumor, this is real life, my son," she remarked as the live stream went on, hinting at treachery from those closest to them and those they trusted. "I received voice messages, DMs, and receipts. He called me last night, sobbing," and she paused to wipe away a tear, as if he had just lost everything. That moment was so different that you could feel the sorrow, the betrayal, and the weight of everything falling apart. In the meantime, Scrappy had vanished from social media, made no announcements, and nothing else, which naturally made matters worse since when the world is one of them asserted that Bambi had been living two lives and raising the child in a different apartment that Stevie J had paid for. This plotline had been purposefully concealed to save particular reputations, sent to another insider who was purportedly connected to the Love and Hip Hop production crew. However, now that the truth was out, NDAs were collapsing and blogs devoured it. Fans opted to support either Team Bambi or Scrappy when YouTubers had breakdowns. But there was one thing that everyone could agree on. Lil Scrappy was having an emotional breakdown, and everyone was watching. When Lil Scrappy finally made a comeback on day 3, it wasn't what fans had anticipated. There was no live video, no message, just one heartbreaking Instagram post with a black screen and a comment. However, pain is always genuine. The post went viral, and within minutes, fans, bloggers, and even celebrities began to speculate on whether this was about Bambi and whether he had indeed learned about a secret child. But before anyone could catch their breath, another bomb was dropped. An anonymous whistleblower appeared on a dubious blog site with what they said was evidence of leaked birth certificate pictures of a child with Bambi's characteristics and medical data. The internet went into overdrive when it was revealed that the child's father was not Lil Scrappy. The blog even stated that Bambi kept the child while she and Scrappy were still together. Infant concealed by phony travels and vanishing to a wellness retreat in Arizona. But the wellness retreat, yes, that was a private maternity room reserved under a false name, resurfaced with Steve J's name this time, but not as the father, but also as the person who reportedly assisted Bambi in hiding everything. Fans discovered a terrifying background recording of a wailing infant when they delved into one of Stevie's old Instagram stories from that era. Sounded exactly like one of Bambi's children. And if you thought things couldn't get much messier, Kirk Frost suddenly showed up in the chat room and shared a mysterious quote that said, "Some people love to play family." Before the truth was revealed, no names, no tags, but everyone knew who it was directed at. Screenshots of Bambi's private direct messages with her purported baby daddy appeared, in which she begged him to keep quiet and not destroy. "I'm just trying to protect Scrappy. He doesn't deserve this," was even said in one of the messages I created. The streets were on fire by this point, so Mama D, who never stays quiet, went live on Instagram with a glass of wine and the rage of a mother who has been betrayed, saying, "You lied to my son." She yelled, "You lied to all of us that ain't loyalty, that's cowardice. If you don't air this on the next season, Mona Scott, it doesn't end there." When many queried why Stevie J was even participating, Mama D gave a Tell Nala-esque face and muttered, "Because he's been more involved than you may imagine." Viewers were astounded by the exploding speculations in the comments, which included everything from Scrappy being the genuine father, but ceding rights to Bambi being involved in some sort of lengthy scam. In the meantime, Scrappy's team finally issued a cryptic statement asking for privacy as Scrappy absorbs recent events that have profoundly affected him. Some even implied that Erica Dixon was somehow involved because, why not? Impacted his family. Truth always finds a way to come to light. Until then, we asked for peace, but it never materialized. Another blog post had audio, yes, real audio, of a furious phone conversation between Scrappy and Bambi. "How could you lie to me like that was anything we had even real?" she was asked, sobbing and cursing. "I did what I had to do. You wouldn't," Bambi said in a tone that was too calm. People who had previously criticized Scrappy for his past transgressions were now showered his page with love after he yelled, "Understand he broke me." One admirer added, "You didn't deserve this. To keep you strong, King, you were deceived." The purported baby daddy then came out, but not on a well-known platform. Instead, he broadcast live on TikTok from a parking lot while trembling and pacing. "In all honesty, I don't want any of this. I don't want to be famous, but I won't let that lady to continue to deceive me. That's my baby, and if you want it, Scrappy, I'm sorry you had to learn this the hard way." When the results of the DNA test were leaked the following morning, Twitter was ablaze with screenshots of the paternity confirmation. The kid was not Scrappy's, but the worst part was that the child's name was a direct combination of Bambi's and Stevie J's middle names. At this point, the entire love and hip-hop brand told these people were incredibly messy years ago, and there was nothing genuine going on behind the scenes. Jocelyn Hernandez even shared a video of herself giggling uncontrollably with the caption, "The deer gave birth to a baby." And as everyone else chuckled, Lil Scrappy remained mute until 2 o'clock a.m., one night when he went live in a dark room, breathing heavily and crying. Why? I would have taken a bullet for that woman because I loved her so much, but instead she repeatedly stabbed me in the back. The chat erupted in affection, and we adored you, Scrappy. You deserve more, but Scrappy wasn't done. I'm not done yet. He immediately terminated the live stream, and the next morning, followers discovered something odd. All of the images of Bambi had been removed. I didn't want to sit here and play victim since I committed mistakes too, but this broke me and forced me to start over. The next 48 hours felt like a battle to continue as he unfollowed Stevie J, Kirk, Rashida, and even Mona Scott in silence. His page had lost all of its memories and posts, and it was even more telling. Bloggers were unable to keep up with the cultural earthquake, and fans were creating conspiracy films. People began watching previous episodes of Love and Hip Hop and assembling clues that pointed out, some things are better left off camera, Bambi once said nonchalantly, and everyone thought it was drama for TV, but now it felt like prophecy. This was one of her many awkward silences and enigmatic remarks, and just when it looked like everything would be settled, a new voice appeared in the chat room. It was Erica Dixon, Lil Scrappy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his eldest daughter. She didn't post a suspicious tweet or post on Instagram. She uploaded a full-fledged YouTube video titled "I Tried to Warn Him" while drinking alcohol. I remained silent as it began with her seated in a dimly lit room and speaking in a calm yet strong tone. Respectfully, she added, but now that it's all public knowledge, I must speak the truth. Scrappy is a nice man, and he didn't deserve this. I told him years ago that something about Bambi bothered me, and she paused, looking lifeless, into the camera, but he didn't listen because he thought I was being resentful. Within an hour, the video had 500,000 views, and fans, including Mama T, who was known for having her, were praising her for being honest. Reshared a video with the description, "Sometimes the truth comes from the place you least expect respect," while Bambi remained silent, posting nothing, leaving no comments, and then suddenly revealing another plot. The alleged co-conspirator, Stevie J, went live from a studio shirtless, smirking like the pandemonium amused, and did what Stevie J always does. He tossed gasoline on the fire and lighted the entire damn flame. Everyone wants to act like saints, but behind the scenes. He continued, "Everyone always has my name in their mouth, but isn't nobody showing receipts? Oh, it's a completely other movie. I've helped a lot of ladies hide a lot of things that aren't any of your business." And the internet interpreted that as a yes, even when the conversation questioned, "Did you help Bambi hide the baby?" He laughed. Even worse, a blogger shared an old, never-before-seen picture of Bambi and Stevie J holding hands in a hotel lobby in Vegas a few weeks prior to Bambi's enigmatic retreat. Fans were able to piece the puzzle together more quickly. Reddit was ablaze with rumors about if Stevie J was the baby's father, whether Bambi had set up Scrappy as a cover, whether the marriage was a planned move, and then another bomb was dropped, this time from a VH1 leaked casting call, revealing to the public that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was preparing a special reunion episode called Secret Scandals and DNA. The idea was that the entire group would get back together to discuss the topic, but the best part was that it would be broadcast live. Fans went crazy when it was uncut and shown live. It was no longer reality TV. Instead, it was Shakespeare in a strip club, dirty, raw, and terribly entertaining. Meanwhile, Scrappy went radio silent once more, and his crew released another announcement. Scrappy will not be appearing on any reality shows at this time. He is concentrating on getting his family well and getting legal advice. Yes, that portion was received. With everyone in a downward spiral once more, there were allegations that Scrappy had applied for full custody of his kids with Bambi, citing emotional anguish, deceit, and instability. According to an insider, he was even contemplating a lawsuit for mental distress, and false paternity misrepresentation sounded extreme. But given I just needed time, I didn't want him to raise the internet required headlines that screamed Bambi confession leaked. But I couldn't handle it alone, so I trusted Stevie when he claimed he'd help me fix it. TikTokers recreated the audio, YouTubers made chronology breakdowns, Twitter made the quote a meme, and I thought he had written it over images of well-known betrayals. At this point, the story had moved beyond mere rumors and was now a Bambi finally broke her silence at a cultural event, posting a screenshot of her Notes app on Instagram with a brief but powerful message. People love to alter storylines to fit their pleasure. I'll always safeguard my children. Believe what you want, even if it costs me everything. But know that I did what I had to do. The post had comments disabled, but that didn't stop the response because Mama D immediately posted a video of herself. She read aloud in response to Bambi's statement, sarcastically repeating, "Oh, I did what I had to do. Girl, shut up. You did what you wanted to do and you wrecked mine in the meantime." Even celebs were unable to ignore it any longer. Cardi B tweeted that the Bambi Scrappy drama had more turns than a Netflix series, and 50 Cent, who is always willing to stir things up, uploaded Scrappy's last live stream. "Damn, even Ghost ain't go through this much betrayal," the caption reads. But until one final Instagram post, Lil Scrappy remained silent amid all the commotion, memes, outrage, and betrayal. Altered everything. It was a black and white picture of him with his daughter, and supporters realized right away that the war was only getting started. While the public waits for more leaks, more video, and possibly even a courtroom showdown, it is evident that this narrative is far from over. But one thing is certain, Lil Scrappy will not be dying quietly, not after all that he has suffered and learned, for when a man's heart breaks, the truth doesn't remain buried. It digs itself up, gets out of the grave, and knocks on your front door while wearing a wire. Bambi may have believed she had buried it, but sometimes it turns into a weapon. Tell me, are you on the same team? I know you all have ideas, so please share and subscribe if you're still believing in Bambi or not. Next week, we'll release audio that makes this sound like a love story. So all right, family, I want you to do more than simply sit there and listen to the crazy twists and turns of the Lil Scrappy and Bambi story. What do you think of this secret child bombshell that Lil Scrappy played? Is Bambi the one responsible for all of this turmoil, or is there something more sinister at work? Please share your thoughts, the most outrageous theories and hottest takes in the comments as I read each and every. If you're here for the drama, don't bother. Nobody else knows the truth or the secrets. We'll instruct you to hit the like button, as if your life were on the line. And don't forget to ring that bell and subscribe. Ensure you don't miss the next time we drop bombshell update. I promise you, this tale is still ongoing, and you wish to be the first to be aware of the next shocking revelation. Keep in mind that this channel is your friend. A seat at the most startling, uncensored. There are real or fake celebrity scandals out there. Bogus. We dissect it without any filter and zero chill. So grab a seat and click subscribe. Then prepare for the journey till the next time. Remain inquisitive, remain cautious, and keep those receipts are ready for peace.